was an experience.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's a look on everybody's faces, though, isn't it, when some of those listener questions, in inverted commas, came in, man, you know, colour socks and stuff, and there was this about Paul, you know, was saying, look, you've got M for the first time, why are you asking these sort of questions? This is what people were saying out there, but,
that's just, nah, there's Paul has a dry sense of humor, sometimes, so, he has but we're all friends, like, Paul is like, he knows Westwood, so I mean, just asking him, like, you know, what's up with these questions? That was a regular, crazy interview that we would do any other time. It was just different because him hadn't been there in a minute. I hadn't been there in a minute. Paul hadn't been there in a minute. So, and if you notice, like, Paul's not in a lot of interviews, but he's there because we all friends. You know what I'm saying? So, it definitely isn't a thing where we were upset or anything like that. It's just kind of awkward because we hadn't seen each other in a minute, that's all.
No doubt. Let's keep things moving. Listener question-wise then. What's your favourite colour socks? No, I'm only joking. Next question then is, what's it like then? People are asking then, what's it like being around a sober Eminem making music as compared to an Eminem who was troubled, who wasn't always as sober as he is now today? What's the main difference of what people want to know out there?
The high drugged up Eminem was like, it was bad at one point, you know, but I would say that the biggest difference is, it's not a difference to me, it's kind of like, now I don't have to watch, it's not having to watch him so much, you know what I mean? Like, I was always worried. I was worried all the time. And fans are gonna look at it different because, you know, their perspective would be, oh, he was high as shit, it was funny. You know, to me, and I think Paul and Tracy and all of us, like, I'm happy because I lost too many friends to nonsense.
Yeah.
Whether it was drug overdose, whether it was murder, whether it was you know, being killed, whatever. You lose so much stuff. For me, just to tell fans what it's like. For me, I'm happy to have my big brother back because now, you know, he tells me things. It's like, yo, you should do this. You should do this. You know what I mean? He's giving me, he's back to giving me the right kind of advice. Whereas before, we were just, you know, drinking, having fun, and sometimes it would get weird because he would be upset or he would have a bad day or whatever it was. You know, now it's not as many bad days. It's always fun. We playing Uno, listening to 80s music, watching rap battles. We back to doing what we used to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a lot better. It's not as gloomy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not as, I was just worried about him overdoing it. You know what I mean? That was just my biggest thing. If that had happened, you know, when he went through, it was at a point where when I knew something was wrong with him, and if that had happened, I don't know where I would be right now. I might be dead myself, to be honest, because I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it. I would have felt like God had a vendetta against me or something, and he just didn't like me at all. That's how I was feeling, because my friends kept going. It was going through so much stuff and losing proof and losing bugs and being my group and you know what I mean, not doing well. Like, it was just too much. And if I had lost him, that would have been it.
No, I understand that, man. I can understand where you're coming from. I think what you're talking about now with Eminem is you've got a consistent, you mentioned that word earlier about his writing, but just like his writing now, you've got a consistent Eminem, haven't you? He's the same every day now, and that's the beautiful thing.
Even when I'm having a bad day, he'll be having a good day. Like, one time I had a horrible day, and we was in Hawaii, and I was cussing and everything, and he was like, Jesus Christ, somebody's having a bad day. Like, you know what I mean? It was kind of just a joke to him, like, because he wasn't having a bad day. Now I got somebody around. I don't have to be having a good day all the time. If I'm having a bad day, he can have a good day, and it makes me feel better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He can make me feel better instead of having to say, yo, it's all right, man, you know, yada, yada. He was having so many days where it was just like, he was going through so many emotions, you know. You never can really, I had people in my family that were, that had problems with drugs, so it it was easier for me to deal with him. I knew that I couldn't be around all the time because I didn't want to lose my friend over drugs. I didn't want him to hurt himself, but I couldn't be right there all the time. So it was a point in time where I had to step back and pray that he would want to deal with, face his, battle that addiction. And I'm just so proud of him, man. Like, he never ceases to amaze me. But I think now he can see me, and we know that we got each other. You know what I'm saying? We know that, we know that he know I ain't gonna leave his side, and I know he's not gonna leave my side. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. It feels like it's been tested. It's like you've both been tested now, and that's it. The test has been passed.
It's a hell of a test, man. Like that was the one test that I thought I wasn't gonna pass. Like, I know now that he's back to normal, and I don't have to kind of back off and worry about him so much. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like we play basketball, whatever we doing. We back to normal, man.
Yeah, you trust in him now. You trust that he can.
Oh yeah, I trust him. I trust him with. That's probably one of the only other people I trust in my life. Like, I know he'll never put me in danger, ever.
Yeah, exactly, man. Let's quickly go to these list of questions because they keep asking. Let's just try and clear these up. Can we expect a Royce da 5'9" reunion with Eminem on Relapse 2? Asked one listener.
Really? I'm not at liberty to say. I can't release that information. Either album.
I understand what you're saying. Okay, let's go to the next one. Are the rumors about Eminem collaborating with Jay Electronica, are they true? Says one listener.
Collaborating with Jay Electronica, not as of yet. But I don't know if people know the story, but Jay Electronica is a protege of mine. He's a artist that I helped groom. I wanted to. Between him, it was a lot of people from here. Like, as a producer, him taught me how to work with other artists, and Jay Electronica is, I can say, is a person that's like my brother. So it's like, he's an artist that has been around our camp for a while. So the reason that a lot of people love him so much is because he's already been attached to the Mr. Porter, camp. Like, is one of the artists that I worked with for a long time. As far as him and Eminem collaborating, I can see that in the future. Yeah. But I mean, that's totally up to him. Like I said, he's a meticulous guy. If the right song comes up, the right opportunity, I can see it happening.
All right, that's beautiful. That's beautiful, man. Mark is asking, will you ask why are they calling the album Relapse 2 if it's going back to M's roots in a refreshing way? Says Mark. Why is it still called Relapse 2?
Well, I think the initial idea, it had something to do with the first album, the first Relapse. Like, I don't know the story behind it, because when M reached out to me and we talked about the whole Hype Man situation and coming back, he already had a lot of the album, so he was playing me a lot of the album already, and I was just like blown away by the first one, because he sounds so clear. I think the story behind it has something to do with the first Relapse. Like, you'll have to ask Eminem that one. Like, matter of fact, I'm gonna ask him tomorrow when we get on the plane, because we gotta. That's a good question. I need to ask that question, but I think it has something to do with the first Relapse, though.
All right, cool, man. Okay, all right, perfect. Just looking down, we've got so many coming in. Will Con Artist, so the artist Con Artist, ever be returning to rap full-time again? Asked one listener.
Yes.
Right.
I'm working on it now.
All right, cool.
I'm working on a solo album, but Con Artist is not, I don't go under Con Artist anymore.
No, of course not.
Just officially. This is the first time I'm putting this out, actually, but I felt like Proof helped me come up with Con Artist and create Con Artist, and after Proof, there's a lot of things that I don't, in my heart, just don't feel right without him. So Con Artist is something that I